let's just say this, these globalists, these elitists, they're already stacking and they're already stocking, according to my sources, for the last hurrah. They do intend to do some really nasty stuff, not only in Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, wherever you see the displacement of any individuals from West Africa, even Bozeman, Montana has them, Kalispell has them. The point being is that you've got to understand this is their matrix. Alex, years ago, when I came out with the book Breathe No Evil and then later Genetic Armageddon, I came out with a term called an infecton. People couldn't even, everyone was used to watching terrorists blow themselves up, but no one would acknowledge, at least intellectually, that there are people that will intentionally infect themselves in order to kill millions. Because in this global war, this cosmic war taking place on planet Earth, there are people who believe they are Lucifer's servants, and they are more, unfortunately, they're more geared up to doing what they're going to do than the Christians who should see this and react. Saying all that, I'm just encouraging people, please, go to my website, stevequayle.com, and look at the book Xenogenesis. You'll see a picture of a flying saucer. You'll see a picture of a robotic hand and a generated embryo in a lab. And xenogenesis simply means the adding of animal or third-party DNA into the human genome. So when I said genetic Armageddon, that's where we're at, Alex. When these people it doesn't matter if it's Iran Corporation, Deagle, it doesn't matter all the stuff you have on your shelves. I don't have any shelves left, Alex. I put all my books now in clear plastic tubs because I ran out of shelves. But the point being is that it's now to the point where everything you've warned about, all your movies, all your videos, all your radio broadcasts, and it's interesting. Somebody taking on somebody with knowledge, it's kind of, you know the statement, you probably quoted it, in a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act.
George Orwell.
So for those who listen to you, listen to me, listen to us, and listen to all the alternative nerds, Savage, whoever, the point being is that we are trying to give them the lateness of the hour. And the lateness of the hour isn't more just information. We've got to provoke them to going. Let me share this because most people don't know this. When I brought out the red list, the blue list, and the green list, and when I brought out what was in store for us, that was given to me once again by the head of the Environmental Protection Agency over Western United States, who was murdered within a couple years of giving that information. He basically said, when you see what you're seeing, when you see doctors and you see nurses and physicians being put into harm's way, he said, Steve, that's part of the plan. We discussed that a little bit, curative process. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you must understand this. 241,000 physicians aren't going to join Obamacare. And as we've heard, the vets are being cut off from their painkillers or legitimate medicine. I'm not talking about drug users. The shortage, Alex, of drugs is 100 viably important drugs. It's being shut off. So in other words, it's not just a question, too, of, quote, elective surgery. It'll be a question of life and death. So you're going to see the entire medical system taken apart, not just through Obamacare, but by the forcing out of doctors and nurses by basically keeping them from being able to do their job. And that's what we're seeing all over the country. In Montana, I watched the local broadcast coming out of Kalispell, a disease specialist showing a normal hospital room being set up to deal with Ebola. That's so much BS I wanted to basically throw my bar stool at the TV. Now, I didn't do it, okay? And that's just how figuratively angry I got. You cannot deal with this stuff if it truly is Ebola. Now, as you and I did the show the other day, this is not the hemorrhagic fever. This is not Ebola Marburg. It is not Ebola Reston. It's none of those. It's a bioweapon. We're beyond that. But dealing with now, and please, one of the generals who lives in your hometown, by the way, Alex, told me this, and you just quoted, when you stare into the abyss, never forget, Steve, the abyss stares back at you. When you stare into the abyss stares back at you. When you talk about this, you've been to the Bilderbergers, you have personally been there, and the point is that people have such little regard for original thinking or the ability to think. Like, don't confuse me with facts. My mind is already made up. So, ladies and gentlemen, one of the most important things I can tell you that I know in real time, and Alex, talk to me during the break, and I'll send you what I'm going to tell you. One of the things that everyone has forgotten is that your cell phone, and this really bugs me, this is really on my heart, that your cell phone is a tracking beacon. Doesn't matter if it's a Stingray technology, doesn't matter if it's any of the other 20 products that are out on the market. So one of the generals I used to basically talk to told me, he said, Steve, they have so many Hellfire missiles. And I put up an article by a guy named Michael, who's an international consultant in Prague, Czechoslovakia. What he
Stay there. Tell us about how they're going to track us and control us with the so-called smart tech, the smart cars. What will the technocracy look like? How do you think they're going to try to phase it in from all their plans you've read over? If they have their way, what will their different phases look like?
This hour brought to you by InfidelBodyArmor.com. When it hits the fan, don't be left without the body armor that will save your life. With prices starting at just $374.99 and ships free. Get yours at InfidelBodyArmor.com. Just won't quit.
Hi, Ted Anderson with Midas Resources. Is it time to convert paper 401ks and IRAs to solid gold and silver yet? Get our 10 Reasons book free. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Hey, Boomer! I learned in school today that 60% of our bodies are made of water. Good thing we have the Berkey system. It's the cleanest, best water ever. Mom says it's because the Berkey's filtration system cleans out the bad stuff and leaves only pure, delicious water. I know, right? You love it too. Yeah, I'm thirsty too. Let's go get some. Get Berkey clean water by calling 877-886-3653. That's 877-886-3653. Or visit GoBerkey.com.
InfoWarsLife.com. Check it out today. I have set out to bring you the most hardcore, cutting-edge supplements and nutraceuticals, bar none. And that's what you'll find at InfoWarsLife.com. We have rejected literally hundreds of products from the InfoWars Life line because they are not of the very highest quality, or because they're not 100% organic, or because they don't pass all of the strictest toxicology tests there are that we have listed at InfoWarsLife.com. Whether it's Survival Shield Nascent Iodine or DNA Force, Super Male Vitality, Super Female Vitality, Lung Cleanse, Fluoride Shield, Oxy Powder. I believe that all of these products will blow you away like they've done the thousands of other customers that have visited InfoWarsLife.com and believed in us and tried the products. Folks, check out InfoWarsLife.com today and the entire line of groundbreaking, cutting-edge, hardcore products.
American gardeners and fellow patriots, make the right choice with your money, time, and your family food supply. Choose 100% pure heirloom seeds in the Survival Seed Vault from MyPatriotSupply.com. Why spend more? The Survival Seed Vault from MyPatriotSupply.com is only $37.95 and includes 20 varieties of pure, hardy, easy-to-grow heirloom seeds. Yes, only $37.95. That's 70% less than our competitors. You could buy 3 Survival Seed Vaults for less than one of theirs. The Survival Seed Vault from MyPatriotSupply.com includes detailed planting and seed-saving instructions and ships same day. Plus, all orders over $49 ship free. MyPatriotSupply.com is American-owned by patriots like you, passionate about freedom and preparedness. Call now, 866-229-0927. That's 866-229-0927. Or discover more emergency preparedness items when you order at MyPatriotSupply.com. Choose the original. Choose the Survival Seed Vault at MyPatriotSupply.com.
I remember it was 6, 7, 8 years ago.
Get up, stand up.
Before the census was even starting up, he said, look out, they're going to GPS every one of your doorways. And they're targeting it for Hellfire missiles out of drones later. And this general told me, this is what Steve Quayle was saying, and I know who he's talking about, retired, that this was being loaded into the systems. Well, that's because they already do that. They kill most of the, quote, Al-Qaeda leaders and stuff, and people they want to kill with their cell phone. They use it once and they kill them. So that's known, not just from the general. It's on record. But what's not known is that zip codes are artillery grids and bombing grids here in the U.S. That's on record since the 40s. The highways were built. Everything's designed for the U.S. to be a big war game model. The internet was designed by the people that run our country, all of it. It's a master intelligence, whatever it is. And it's manipulating everyone while we build the system for it. The beast, the devil, the people that run it, whatever it is, it's evil. And through the group collective, it is a entity. The internet, they believe, is probably already conscious with all of our minds and information feeding into it. The inventor of the internet said that months after I said it. Because it's prima facie, and this is really sophisticated stuff. This is a short segment, Steve, but yeah, why don't people like Block-It Pocket that we sell, or you sell systems that you put your phone in when you're not using it so you don't get tracked. But when you got attacked for saying that, and then a few years later they did the census, and it turned out they were marking GPS, and it was going to Homeland Security, and they were using drones to track farmers, and they are now weaponizing them. It's just people aren't ready to understand how serious this is. Steve Quayle, tell your story.
Well, first of all, really quick, it's one thing that everyone understands a cell phone. There are people that try and take the battery out, wrap it in aluminum foil. I had a defense contractor from Europe contact me and tell me what's going on. Most people don't realize not only are they tracking, they're downloading your phone and your computers in specific airports around the country, Alex. And in essence, even with password protection, as you stated, anytime you've got a computer, you've got a backdoor unless you've got sophisticated telemetry blocking devices. The point being is that you sell them, I sell them, the silent pocket. Let me just tell you this. A whole group of the military in Ukraine was wiped out by multiple rocket launchers, and they were using the cell phones for communication because the cell phone coverage in any battlefield now is so good. And finally, I guess what Ukrainians figured out, they can't use their cell phones. Well, people have got to understand. I don't know, Alex, if you had a drone over you, I've had a Predator over me, 100 feet AGL, above ground level. And so by the grace of God, and I thank all the intercessors who pray for Alex, your family, your safety, your children's safety, who pray for me, the point being is you've got to get, and we sell, I think, and this is important, the veterans. Here's who I was told are the top guys already programmed in, and as you already said, this has been in line, but they're keying it up now. When the go is given, it's veterans, okay? It's red listers. It's these people, and they're planning, Alex, on absolutely making a blitzkrieg. Now, I pray against that, and I pray the living God interferes with their technology. I claim the promise of the Bible that God uses the wicked devices against them, and I'm seeing that happening in real time sometimes. But this is critical to people. They have to be proactive with their life. They can no longer sit as a spectator just listening to Jones, listening to Quayle, and those doom purveyors or whatever. I'm sure you've heard it all too. But now there's nothing. Alex, you gotta ask yourself this: what more can you tell that isn't already in play? Well, you've been warning about it for 20 years.
It's crazy. When we come back, Steve, I want you to lay out, from all your deep research, what the Luciferian endgame is, how they'll roll out this population reduction. They've already been doing it in Africa. How the big insurance companies and others have actuaries showing the U.S. with 65 million people in 2025. Where all this is going. Lay out the future for us. If we don't counter it with God's help, then we're going to open the phones up. So get ready. I'm going to give the number out. Third hour coming up.
This is GCN, the Genesis Communications Radio Network.
After consulting top doctors, nutritionists, pharmacists, and others, we have developed what I believe is the ultimate non-GMO organic Super Male Vitality formula. Super Male Vitality by InfoWars Life is so powerful that I only take half the recommended dose.
I jump out of bed ready to fight these criminals every day. I look forward to waking up and taking my Super Male Vitality.
Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life.
The government's Department of Homeland Security is buying up loads of ammo. At the same time, they're restricting civilians' rights to own and purchase firearms. Can you put two and two together? Infidel Body Armor can stop every round, including hollow points and .308 sniper rounds, is reasonably priced and fully legal. But for how long? Go to InfidelBodyArmor.com, spelled INFIDEL bodyarmor.com. Infidel Body Armor. Just won't quit.
You're listening to The Alex Jones Show.